Hello and welcome back to episode 17 of my AllTheMods10 SSP playthrough. In this episode, we will be getting into the mod ExtendedAE. I know we've already gotten a little bit into it with the some of the conduits, but we'll be getting more into it. I made a separate room over here for ExtendedAE. I also mined up an area for something else, which will be done in the future. But we'll be getting into automating this mod instead of just having our one alloy smelter upstairs. We'll be dragging some AE2 out to there and automating it. Looking ahead, I realized that we do need to do some either enchantments, exploration, or make some seeds from mystical agriculture in order to get some of the one of the items we need for ExtendedAE. So we will actually be starting with mystical agriculture, and that is the zombie head. So again, the first way to constantly make them, or to I guess efficiently make them, are going to be through mystical agriculture. We can also get into evilcraft and turn skeleton skulls with some blood and a promise of tenacity 1 into, and turn those into a zombie head. And then we can get the skeleton skulls either from mystical agriculture, or these do drop from hostile neural networks from the skeleton predictions. We can't get zombie heads that way, unfortunately. So instead of getting into evilcraft and into hostile neural networks, I think the easiest way is just to make the zombie seeds from mystical agriculture and get the zombie essence. So I think that, again, that is the route we are going to take. We could also explore a little bit. There are, different types of heads that are lying about. Like if we search up head, we did get some just random player heads and a creeper skull laying around. I think we also got some wither skulls. Yes, we got some wither skulls from exploring, but yeah, we will start with making our first mob essence seed from mystical agriculture from scratch. The others we just got from quest rewards. So in order to get started with the zombie seeds, we are going to need some soul jars here. And to make those are a little bit weird. You do have to look them up in JEI every time. Otherwise, it's just not going to tell you how to make it. I guess this is a zombie's soul jar that I had added. Yeah, there. So we are going to need some soul glass and some soulium ingots. So we'll go ahead and we need 4 of those, and I am going to go ahead and remake 4 of these ingots. And then we are going to need some soul glass. We're going to need about 12 of them. So in order to get the soul dust, we first need to smelt down the smooth soul stone, which is smelted from soul stone, which is smelted from cobbled soul stone. So the only way to really get that, these are found all over the place in the nether. You'll also find what are they called? The soul dust itself inside of it. But I went ahead and made some smooth soul stone, so we can go ahead and smelt that down into the soul dust. And with that, we should be able to make our 12 glass here, and then our 4 soul jars. And the next thing we are going to need is a soul extractor, which is, again, some soulium ingots. We're going to need 4 of those. And we're going to need to make the daggers, but we are going to need a couple of gold swords as well. And we'll go ahead and make the 2 daggers. This should be a quest reward as well. So we can actually now collect our quest rewards from the previous mob seeds gathered. But we'll go ahead and get the soul extractor here. And I do want to make a machine upgrade for it. And these are what the prosperity ingots were for. I went ahead and crafted up some essence for it. So just go ahead. We have the resources, might as well make a supremium 1. And I'm just going to go through here and make all 4 of the specific ingot types because we don't have any of them. And with all of that crafting later, we should be able to just go ahead and make all of the upgrades all the way up again to supremium. And so for this, I think just for the time being, I'm just going to stick this upstairs. So don't really have a home for mystical agriculture yet. I think I am just going to break this block here and get another ultimate cable. Yes, and I actually forgot to, well, I guess link all of these up. Haha. Not like these machines are very important to us now anyways. We'll probably move them in the future, but again, we'll just stick this here for right now. We'll go ahead and place the upgrade. And how this works is, again, we do need to fill these soul jars up all the way. And in order to do that is with this soul extractor. You can either do the zombie heads, which is, well, what we are trying to make. So we will not be using that, but we will be using rotten flesh. And we need 10 total, and each rotten flesh gives us 0.5. So we need 20 per. So we need 80 rotten flesh total. I actually didn't check. I hope I have 80 rotten flesh. Yeah, it looks like I do. So basically, you just stick that in there. Oh, goodness, you scared me. Go ahead and get rid of him. Stick it in here, and it'll fill up to 10 out of 10. And now that all the soul jars are filled up, the last thing we are going to need is a soulium seed base. So that's just the soulium dust in a prosperity seed. And with that, we're going to make the zombie seeds. So we are also going to make a couple of other seeds here. The first one we're going to make is the intro seed, like I said we would a few episodes back, but ended up getting enough for 2 seeds, so might as well make those. And then I do want to make some soulium seeds, just so we don't really have to ever worry about running out of them, because again, that's the soulium ore that you find in the nether next to the like cobbled soulstone. So I just want to go ahead and make a seed so we're not having to go out constantly in making those. And to make mob essence, you make it exactly the way you would make resource essence or, you know, other item essence, but you just stick the soul jars across on the side here with the this seed base. What is it called again? Soulium seed base in the middle here. Now the one annoying thing is you do lose all of your jars. So you don't get those back. Would be an, oh shoot, looks like we actually already had zombie seeds, which is, I should have probably checked. So we did make that for a little bit of nothing. Oh well, we got an extra zombie seed base, but this is, the intro seeds are actually going to be our first tier 6 mystical agriculture quest. We don't have the ability to, oh no, we do. Why is that under supremium? We need insanium for it. Shouldn't that be under the insanium tier? Oh well, I guess we were able to collect those, so whatever. So we'll go ahead and just place these in the farm underneath here. I did also expand the farm a little bit in between episodes, and I also upgraded my functional storage. So again, same deal, just go ahead and place them in the farm here. I don't have a full 64 or stack of 40, so I'm just gonna place them kind of in these chambers here. Maybe make a entire floor of them if needed. But we'll just go ahead and place 1, 1, and 1. I'm not going to use the others at the time at this moment, but you know the deal. Go ahead and place them in the functional storage network. And with that all done now, we can go ahead and make some of the blank skulls. I did, again, with some of these soul dust that we already made. That's why I made a little bit extra. We'll go ahead and make, I don't know, 12 of these. I really only want 1 zombie head at the moment. We'll go ahead and get that zombie head, and we are going to need a slice and splice. So in order to get started into the higher tiers of machines with Ender IO, we are going to need solarium ingots. So we did actually get some solarium ingots or solarium essence as a quest reward. So we aren't really hurting with that, but typically how you make is just some soul sand or soul soil with a gold ingot, again an alloy smelter, and you'll get the solarium. So don't need to go make that right now as we have all of this, but we are going to need some powdered quartz in solarium nuggets. So just get like a full stack of these because we're going to need a decent amount. And we are going to need to make some energized alloy ingots. So I went ahead and did a little bit of prep work, a little bit of setup for this. Went ahead and made an alloy smelter, and then I just drug out our little cabling over here and connected it to an ME pattern provider, as well as got one of our ender gates attached to some cables here. But we are going to need to make some capacitors. I would like to autocraft these capacitors, though before I do so, I would like to make a few of these ferro flare lanterns. And so essentially these are just better slash helpful light sources. If we come to where is it? It should be actually in this tab, I thought. Yes, it's right here. There's a couple of different types of torches. We have the mega torch, the dread lamp, and the ferro flare lantern. I like this one the most just because, I don't know, I like it. But you can use any of the other ones, but I'll go ahead and put it here for now. The one issue now with the night vision goggles is you don't really know when it is too dark for mobs to spawn. So if you press F7, you can see here a little light overlay comes out. This should be slowly but surely thrown out, as it states in the description of it, thrown out like little light sources on the ground here. And so yeah, I'll put one in here. Looks like we don't need one in here, but I made, you know, a couple. I'll place one in here anyways. Looks like we might need some additional lights, you know, for these little red spots here. But I went ahead also in between episodes and dug out a little bit of space for hostile neural networks, just for in preparation for expansion in the future. But with that, I kind of forgot that mobs do and can and will spawn here. So hopefully this ferro flare lantern will help mitigate that mob spawning. I just quickly taught the recipe for our system for the basic capacitor. I believe we already know how to craft copper, if my knowledge serves me correctly. Yes, and we also already know, well, we didn't really know how to craft anything else, but so I went ahead and taught it how to make the grains of infinity in gold. So go ahead and make one of those to just basically go ahead and put into the alloy smelter. And we are going to need to configure this as well. If we go to the IO configuration, it gives this like little 3D model. Currently, it is none for the back, but we do want to switch it to push and pull, just so we can go ahead and get the ME pattern provider set up there. Now, I do want to, again, automate the other two capacitors. So for this one, I went ahead and taught it how to make our system, how to make coal and coal dust. We are going to need to teach it how to make the energetic alloy ingot because we do not have the seeds for that. And if we go ahead and put the pattern into here and we request, we should, let's just get 12. That should be good. Should see it go ahead and go in here, start smelting. One other thing I don't think I have mentioned with this is you can just turn this alloy smelter into a straight furnace, or you can have it set to both. Now, I would be somewhat careful if you have it set to both, because if something, you're trying to alloy smelt something but don't have all the ingredients and you put stuff in here like manually, but it can be smelted like normal, it will smelt them like a normal furnace would. But so if you want to be safe and you're just using this for alloying and want to put it to alloys, you can. I don't really touch it all too much. Again, just to be safe, we could put it to just alloying, but again, I'm not too incredibly worried about it. But we'll go ahead and teach our system how to make the double layered capacitor. And with the triple layer, do we know how to make vibrant? I think if I remember correctly, yes, we did get a vibrant alloy seed. So again, with that, we would just need ender pearls and the energetic alloys, but why bother with that when we can just make a crafting recipe for it? We'll go ahead and teach it how to make the glowstone blocks as well, and the capacitor itself. So this is going to be our first tier 3 capacitor, and this basically just allows ExtendedAE to smelt up a lot more things, not a lot more things, but allows it to smelt things up more quickly, as well as it will hold more power. So we can see we're holding 64,000 UI technically, and if we go ahead and replace that, we can now hold 576, and yeah, it just did the rest of that so much faster. So we'll go ahead, just stick the tier 3 in here. And so in order to make the slice and splice, we do need a handful more items. We do need the energized gear here, which is just some of the energetic alloy ingots and its respective nuggets with some iron gears. We are not going to autocraft that. What I do want to autocraft is some of the items used to make the insoled chassis. So again, just some more solarium ingots and these sold chains. These do require quartz dust, which I would like to go ahead and just get to autocrafting in our system, because we are going to probably need that sooner rather than later. But I'll go ahead and make some quartz dust here. Let's go ahead and make the soul chain. I think we're going to need basically double of everything, yeah, because we need another one for the soul binder itself. But looks like we can make 1 and 2 of these insoled chassis, and we will go ahead and looks like we need 1 more energetic alloy ingot, and boom, it's already done. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and make the slice and splice. So we'll just go ahead and place this down here. Again, this does require another capacitor, so we'll go ahead and put that in there and make sure our cable stretches across here. So as that's filling up, I do want to, let me see, yes, I want to look at some of these recipes. So in order to make stuff with this, you need some type of axe in here, and you also need some type of shears in here as well. We might not be automating this right out the gate. I think it would probably be better if we were to just not do that immediately, just to get more of a, some more zombie heads and give us more time to make the infrastructure to be able to autocraft everything. And I think I am going to put in AllTheMods10 axe in here. I haven't been able to look really or no, so I know you need shears in here. But with this mod pack, we might be able to get away with an unbreakable shear, just like kind of like how the AllTheMods10 axe is unbreakable, or at least something that deals with energy. I don't exactly know anything off the top of my head that is renewable for this. Maybe one of the chainsaws doesn't require power nor has durability. I'm not entirely sure. I might try to test this in my creative test world before doing anything, but we'll just start off with like a diamond axe and some just regular iron shears. So we'll go ahead and place the diamond axe and the shears in here, and then I went ahead and got all the ingredients to make the Z Logic controller, which is what we need. And so this interface is pretty smart. It will kind of autofill where your items are supposed to go. So if I shift left click this, the 2 silicon do go into their respective slots. Same for the solarium and the redstone and the zombie head. So very easily auto-craftable. But so we'll go ahead and get the zombie head there, and I think at this time we probably could get the soul binder as well, which is again what we need. And this is all for the farm here. Not really any important items or items that are leading towards the ATM Star, but they are good to have. What I will go ahead and do though is also automate or make a pattern for the infused quartz, because that can be not too fun to get, or I don't want to have to be running over here every time we need it. I'd rather just be able to kind of go ahead and request that. So we'll go ahead and get the fused quartz from ExtendedAE. We'll go ahead and get, I don't know, 12 of them. And with that, we should shortly be able to make the empty soul vial. in order to make the soul binder. And so I was actually pretty lucky. We are going to need another capacitor here, but I was actually pretty lucky with what we need. So I do want to make a staff of traveling. We'll also probably go ahead and automate dark steel while I have that in my head. I'll go ahead and mark that. So we do already know how to make the cold dust. We should just save our resources, our items, and use a little bit of energy to turn it into cold dust beforehand. But I am trying to make a staff of traveling, and we do need an ender crystal. And so we do need a filled soul vial with an enderman. And so I did go ahead and make an empty soul vial. There was an enderman running around in my base, so since I saw him and I knew we needed this, he was just sitting in like the little blaze room over there, or at least teleported over there. Decided to go ahead and grab him because I knew we were going to need him. And go ahead and put the capacitor in here. And how this works is, again, we do need some levels. So we are going to need to find a way to get our levels into here, into this. There's a couple of different ways that we can do it. We'll probably explore a handful of different ways, but soon in the next couple of episodes, we will be looking at automating our blaze farm and also storing our experience in our AE network. So in order to give this machine the XP that is needed, there are a handful of different ways to be able to do so. So again, we are going to want to configure this to one of these sides to pull, but so the three different ways, the first way is through mechanism with just a basic fluid tank. If we put XP in here, we can eject it down to the bottom. So if we pipe it in here somehow, we can just go ahead and eject it. The other way is through ExtendedAE itself. ExtendedAE does have a fluid tank in and of itself, and you can actually place XP bottles in here and get it drained out and put the fluid XP into it. And the last way, which is the way that I'm going to be using for the time being, is the XP drain from mob grinding utils. And the reason why I am going to be using this is because this one does automatically drain your XP if you stand on top of it. So as of right now, we don't have a way to automatically get bottles of enchanting, nor do we have any stored experience essence or anything like that in our AE network. So really the fastest way to be able to do so and the most efficient way is to have it drained straight from our character. And I'll just go ahead and drain all 24 of my levels into here. And looks like it was just under 18 buckets worth. And if you break it and pick it up, it does contain the fluid. It's not really that difficult to make, just some Eyes of Ender, a hopper, iron bars, and then a singularity tank itself, which is just some, again, glass and iron. So really not that difficult to make. The fluid chassis, same thing, just some glass, iron bars, and then the basic fluid tank is just iron and redstone. So whichever method you decide to go with, that is perfectly fine. But what I am going to do, again, for right now, is probably just, we'll do the front here. We're going to do a pull. We are going to put our thing here, and we're going to put the pipe on top of it and export it from mechanisms. So it looks like that is full, and I don't know. I actually want to test it out really quick. If we go ahead and grab some XP here, am I able? Yes, I am able to stand on the corner even with this pipe and get it drained. Perfect. So that is working fine. I do want to empty this thing out, so we'll go ahead and drain that now. So that is empty, and go ahead and put that away. Next thing we are going to need is a vibrant crystal, and that's just with some nuggets that you get from the vibrant alloy. And now we should be able to go ahead and place in the two items we need in here. Go ahead, the machine is active, awesome. And let me go ahead and make the dark steel crafting recipe here. Bada boom, bada bing, that is done. So we can go ahead and make or request some dark steel. Just really want one of them for now. And we will see, yep, that is done. go ahead and grab our ender crystal. We do get the empty soul vial back, fortunately. So that is also good to have. And now we can make the staff of traveling. So with this, if I'm right clicking here, it's not doing anything. If I shift right click, it will teleport me forward. It will also teleport me through stuff too. So it can teleport me, I don't know, to above here, or above the glass. It's a really useful tool to have. The other thing that it can be used for is for these travel anchors. And so we basically have most all of the material that is needed. It's just some iron, some conduit binder, and a pulsating crystal, which is just from a pulsating alloy ingot. We'll go ahead and make 2 of those. And I think we don't have any diamonds in our system. Yes. So go ahead and make a couple of these. And with that, we can go ahead and make our first 2 travel anchors. And with these, you can do a couple of things with it. I'll go ahead and place this one down here for the time being. And then, I don't know, just over here. You can go ahead and click into this and rename it. So I'm going to rename it Hostile Neural Networks. You can also place an item here to, I think it should... Hold on. Hidden, visible. You should be able to camouflage this. And I thought placing the cobblestone in here would change it or hide it to cobblestone. I guess not. I don't know. We'll come over here and rename this one as well. Let's just say home. And so if I'm standing on this one, you will see a shadow with the name of the travel anchor above it if I shift while looking at it. So if I'm shifting and it's not highlighted, you will always see the white outline if you're looking at it. But if it's not highlighted orange / yellow, whatever color that is, you can shift and it'll teleport you there, or jump. Shift or jump will teleport you there. But if you're not standing on it, you won't be able to see either of them. But if you have your travel anchor out, you can go ahead and right click no matter where you are. Well, it's just as long as you're close enough, like within the chunk rendering distance, you can go ahead and right click and teleport there. And we are going to use these for the farm in order to differentiate between what seed we are trying to do, or like what layers we have filled out. I just think it's going to be very useful and helpful in order to keeping on track of everything that we have. So with this first layer here, it is all Inferium seed. So we're going to go ahead and place the travel anchor here, rename this to Inferium, and then head up here, and this is all, this is the dirt level. So we'll name this, we will rename this to dirt. And so if we are looking at the farm here, now we can have basically not a very obvious, or it's pretty subtle, honestly. So if I want to know, okay, what do we have? I'm looking here. Okay, I know we have Inferium here. We have dirt. It's just like a nice little labeling system that I personally enjoy. And if we ever need to change it, we know what's on which level as well. So just wanted to go ahead and get that before expanding the farm out too much. We will be making more travel anchors and just kind of layering them as needed. And so now it is time to move on to more extended AE stuff. So I do want to teach our system how to make a concurrent processor, which is one of ExtendedAE's specific processors. So we already have a circuit slicer. We've already taught it how to make the logic engineering calculation in silicon, but we have not taught it yet how to make concurrent circuits. So in order to make these, again, we do need the intro crystals, and if we didn't already have a circuit slicer, you would need either a universal press or the concurrent press, which you can make in a crystal assembler with the silicon press, 4 intro crystals, and an eye of ender. We've already seen how to make the universal press, but since we already have a circuit slicer, why would I bother with doing that? We've already made the seeds, and let me turn big again. We've already made the intro seeds, so we will be if I am able to get some more blank patterns, I am running dangerously low on sand here. So I'm trying to be a little bit mindful with our blank pattern usage for the time being. But so we don't know how to make the blocks, we don't know how to make the crystals yet. So we'll go ahead and teach our system from the essence to make the intro crystals themselves. And then we'll teach it how to make the block as well, and place those in our system. And then for the concurrent circuits, we will go ahead and place this in the pattern provider for our circuit slicer. And then we are going to need to teach it for the crystal assembler here as well. So go ahead and put that in here. Now, again, I might create another circuit slicer over here and a crystal assembler over here a little bit later, because as we're getting more and more into applied energistics, we are going to need more and more. We don't really need a mass volume of these processors right now, but once we do, it might be helpful to differentiate between the vanilla, regular AE2 circuits and the advanced extended AE2 circuit processors as well. Not circuits, sorry. But we'll go ahead and make a processor here just to make sure that it is working properly. Perfect. We did get 4 of them. And now we can look into making the extended pattern provider. So we are going to need some type of normal pattern provider. We'll go ahead and get one of those. And we are also going to need 3 capacity cards, 3 crafting tables, and 6 regular glass cables. So I'll go ahead and get all of this ready for us here. So with all of the items ready, we can go ahead and place them all in and get our first extended pattern provider. So you can see in here, again, a regular pattern provider, just these 9 pattern slots here. With this, again, it does quadruple. So we get a ton more space to add patterns in for. And we can also turn this into a upgrade. So a pattern provider upgrade. So if we already have, well, currently, if we have a pattern provider placed down with just 1 ingot, we can turn this into like a clickable upgrade. I think I am okay with using osmium for the time being, yeah, because we have the most of it. Just pulls for the most. And with this extended pattern, we will come around here over to the Mystical Agriculture Farm. Go ahead, shift right click, and boom. Now this is an extended pattern provider. So we can make automate a ton more seeds with that. And so, yeah, I'll probably go ahead and just start making some seeds that we would need. I might need to go out as well and find some resources, like with the, let's see, nature seeds. For some of the seeds, we need some, don't even ask me how to pronounce that word. We need some conglomerate dust, essentially. And that's for the dye seeds as well, and you use some items to make that. So we're good on sugarcane, we're good on potatoes. I think we're somewhat good on pumpkins. I mean, we got like 10 of them, we're gonna need more. The one thing I do not have is cactus, so I'm probably gonna go off camera, try to find a desert biome with the nature's compass, and to find a desert and some cactus. Before I go exploring, though, I would actually like to teach our system how to make the extended pattern provider, because we will need to make more in the future. Again, just using the 1 crystal assembler that we have here, but again, in the future, we'll expand on that. And one last thing, actually, before we set out, I went ahead and was starting to collect some quest rewards here. We went ahead and just collected the Torchmaster quest here, and also from the bounty board had some quest rewards from mobs that I killed. We did actually get a Nether Star, and that was from the kill 100 zombies, which is fantastic. I think, yeah, 6% chance. Not terrible. So our first Nether Star, I guess, came from a quest reward. I will try to collect more quests on camera. I do keep forgetting. and then not finding a good time to actually, well, collect them on camera. But hopefully that will be good. I also got some, I did end up collecting the slime seed rewards, and got some squid seeds as well here. So another quest reward from that, and I forgot to actually collect these rewards here as well. And then I think from mechanism, yeah, the basic fluid tank is our other reward. And yep, that is everything. So awesome. Really happy that we got another star. Not that we're gonna be able to do it a whole lot with it right now. I think honestly what I'm going to use it for, and this might be a waste, but I don't know. I think in the next couple episodes I am going to work to get into Industrial 4 going to automate this spawner. So we'll go ahead and just use that nether star that we got so that this ignores players. So now I don't have to be standing around this for it to actually function. We can go ahead. Yes, it is chunk loaded. I do want to make sure that it is all within a single chunk, or at least the chunk boundary here. Yes, that is all loaded. So now whenever we leave, this spawner will always be active. So I do think that is a good use for our first well, right now only nether star. So that is about all that we had time for this episode. I know we went a little bit over, but thank you for sticking with me. In the next episode, we're going to probably start at least with just more seeds, more farm layers, all of that good stuff now that we have all of the basics. I'm going to go exploring for some cactus as well and for some other things. And we'll be back in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all then.